So at the end of the last video, picked up cargo going from Roswell to Albuquerque. So, let's get on the road. So like I said, got a job going from Roswell to Albuquerque. Uh, I guess I'm pronouncing that right. I don't really know. Been thinking about a few upgrades that I want to do to the truck. I'm going to keep the truck, obviously. But I'm kind of wanting to drive something new. Not like brand new, like preferably something used. So I don't have to pay, $300,000. But, something like this International, for example. I kind of want to drive that. It has 500,000 miles on it, but, you know. I've got a 9900i right there. And I also don't currently have room for another truck. So we need to make some money. Also, it's storming outside in real life. I need to make some money. I need to make about, actually, 150K. Actually, 131K would get me the garage, and then I need to make another 50K for a truck. So, yeah. Yeah, let's haul some hay from here to Albuquerque. I love that sound. I really do. Here I am actually recording. It is storming in real life, so you may hear rain. Hopefully it doesn't become an absolute flood where I can't hear myself think. Um, but you'll probably hear water dripping off the roof hitting the air conditioner beside me. Can't really help that, so that's going to get on my nerves as well. Woke up this morning feeling like crap again, so I don't guess I'm quite over the cold or whatever I got. Nose a little stuffed up. Of course, hopefully by the time you're watching this, I'll be a lot better. I'll be back to 100%, At the time of recording, it is a day before my birthday. So, you'll see this, 2 weeks after my birthday, but, I'm thinking about doing a live stream on my birthday, actually. Just for shits and giggles, I guess. I don't know. I'm not real sure what I'd do. Is there a red light up here? I believe there is. Gonna row the Jake brake on now. not a red light. Okay. Works for me. There we go. 63 mile an hour. This is not even an interstate, it's just a regular highway. With a speed limit of 70 mile an hour. They believe in GTFOing, don't they? I don't know why I love the sound of this motor so good, but I do. And I know it does not belong in this truck. This truck is way too new for that motor. Pretty sure. Nice. Pay attention. But, you know, it's the motor that I like the sound of. And I wanted a Western Star. So far, I actually really am enjoying the Western Star. The gauges are pretty nice. I can't really read them because I'm blind as hell, but, you know. I know the fuel gauge is in the middle, and I know it's going down rapidly. Because, you know, big truck drinks a lot of fuel. Yeah, I am considering possibly switching trucks here in a little bit. Maybe for the next episode. I don't know. I don't really want to get rid of this truck. Because I do like this truck, like I said. It's got a good turning radius. Well, I just enjoy this truck. I'm not a big fan of the front, necessarily, but, you know, it's a pretty nice truck. I'd drive one in real life if I ever drive a truck. Why are we slow? Why are we slowing down? Why are you slow? Speed limit is 55. Why are you slowing down to 40? It's a classic car. Convertible. That's where speed limit changes from 65 to 55, back to 65, back to 70, to friggin' 80 to, like, just 45 all the time. Like, holy crap. Of course, I understand in real life that's like, you know, 3 miles that I just covered in like 20 seconds, but still. Speed limit of 25. Holy crap. And now we're up to 35. And now we're up to 45. And now we're up to 55. Soon we'll be at 65 or 70 because we're getting on the freeway, interstate, whatever you want to call it. Is it not going to change to 60? Well, apparently it's not. Oh, it's going to go 75. Okay. We'll keep this right at about 70. I know it's 5 miles under speed limit, but again, the way that I like to drive is to have the Jake set on, so if I start speeding, which is very easy in this game, it'll automatically slow me down. It's never a fun time. And it won't let me go above, like in this case, speed limit is 75. The Jakes will activate at 74, 75, something like that. To try and keep me at 70. Which is the speed that I want, which is plenty fast, honestly. Especially with the load that I'm hauling. You know, it's frickin' hay. Well, it is heavy. It's not, you know, super duper heavy, so. Actually, how much does this weigh? 21,000 pounds. While I'm here, I'm going to cut the video for a second because I have to cough. Okay, I am now back. Back to driving. Also, I like the sound of the jake brakes on this motor. Sound pretty good. What was I gonna say? I don't even know. Oh yeah. So, I am, like I said before, thinking about getting a different truck. Keeping this one, obviously. I'm going to keep it and drive it still. But I want to get something a little different. Maybe get one that has a more of a heavy haul spec to it, like a, well, if I'm high enough level, like a Kenworth W900 with triple axles and like a 8 or 900 horsepower motor. Something that can do heavy haul and not give a damn, right? Like, this has a 635 in it right now. It has a 635 Cummins ISM. And it don't care that I'm hauling 21,000 pounds. It really don't. It don't even care when I'm hauling 40,000 pounds. It starts to care a little bit, but not nearly as much as like a 450 or even a 500 would. What I am wanting to do is get something that is spec'd for extreme heavy haul. So when I see those special transport missions, like on Free Market or whatever, I can do those occasionally. Sun's a little blinding. I don't think I want to do 60 going around this curve. I could have probably done 60 and been fine. Maybe. It looks like it's fixing to come a hell of a storm in game too. Of course, it looked like that in the last video, or video before last. I don't know, one of the last videos. It looked like it was going to come a heck of a storm, but it didn't, so it's fine. Let's see. Here's Jake. Get in the other lane. It's one of these. Damn red light. And of course it's red. Nice. One of my drivers leveled up. Nice. I can't really see, so I hope I'm not turning in front of someone. I hate this time of day. Transition from day to night. Nearly missed the entrance. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Uh-oh. Power just flashed. That's not good. Nice. So that's almost 10 grand. Current job offers. Back to Camp Verde. Farmington. I was just there, so let's not do that. To Lamar, Colorado. $21,000. Hmm. Nah, I think I'll just find something a little better. Um, that's a long ass drive. Holy hell. To Vernal? Okay. Um, that pays almost $50,000. That's the kind of job that I need right there. $80.94 a mile. Yeah, that's the kind of job that I want. That's the kind of stuff that I want. The problem is this right here. So this job was how long? 6 hours and 14 minutes, which translates to um about 25-ish minutes, give or take. So that is going to translate to about 30 or 40. But that'll be fine for the next video. Um, so yeah, got something lined up for the next video. Um, I've said this a few times, but I've kind of got distracted again and again. What I'm wanting from this truck, or from a truck in general, is a very, very, very heavy spec truck. For example, let's just do Peterbilt. I want a Peterbilt 389 with the very heavy spec triple axle like this. Um, as far as the engine, I want something like, where is it? Let's just see one that was 800. The 735 horse straight pipe, or the this one's better, 800 horse, or even this one. I'm not a big fan of the V8, but it has a lot of frickin' power. So yeah, the transmission, I'd want an 18 speed for it, just simply because 18 speed. Don't really need a sleeper necessarily, but like that's the kind of truck that I would like to have for heavy haul, because it's spec to do very heavy haul stuff. Um, I need to be level 26 for the other version of it, I think. But yeah. Um, I mentioned this in the last video, I believe. I think it would be really cool if they added dump trucks and you could spec it out like this. Or better yet, wreckers. Um, because, you know, It'd be kind of unique, you know. You can see, by the way, the heavy transport or heavy cargo. It's optimized for heavy haulage and special transport. The only way to get that maxed out is to like have more stuff unlocked, which I don't currently have unlocked. So level 26 is what I need. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the goal. Um, to get something that is spec for very heavy haul stuff, such as let's see, where's the trade market? Let's do by weight. Cargo weight. There we go. Cargo weight. Like this right here. 188,000 pounds. Yeah, that's like a lot of freaking weight. Granted, I don't necessarily want to do it on like a special transport, but like this one right here. This right here. Um, my truck would not be able to do that. I mean, it can, but I wouldn't necessarily want to because it's not spec for it, you know? Um, so yeah. I'd want something that is spec for it. Also, it pays, $36,000. Heavy haul pays a lot of money. But, you know, even something like this, it pays, a lot of money. That pays $40,000. Holy crap. $50,000 to go to Yuma. I believe the freight market is actually uh better money than actually like cargo markets. I honestly believe that to be the case. Um, Price. The main thing is the price. That is always the main thing. So, yeah. Again, going with the price, almost $50,000 for that. That's doable in one video, I think. 40 to go to Kingman. Like, I've never been to Yuma. I've never been to Kingman. Or Page, I don't think. Actually, I think we drove through Page to get to, how do you say that? Tayenta? Probably just butchered it. It's fine. Um, yeah, that's kind of what I have in mind. Get to a point where I can get a very heavy haul spec truck and do some really heavy hauls. Um, so maybe in 10 episodes, give or take, I'll be level 26 and I'll be able to actually afford it. Of course, first, I actually need to, I need to get out of debt. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure how the loan thing actually works because this says in days and you're supposed to repay it per day. Um, that's apparently not in game days. So I don't really know. Um, But we'll see. I've almost got enough to pay back the 100K loan, which, when this reads 110K, I will be paying back whatever loan I can afford to pay back. So I can start getting out of debt. Um, I really wish they would go, I really wish they would redo this to where you can pay back as much or as little of the loan as you can afford. For example, right now I have $76,000. I could pay $70,000 on the loans. You know, like 50K on the 400,000 and 20K on the 100,000. Um, I'm not sure if this is more realistic or if the being able to pay back the loan, like on Farming Sim, where when you take out money, you can repay it in $5,000 increments. You know, I'm not sure which one is more realistic. I didn't. Uh, I have not taken out a loan yet in person, so yeah. And I say yet, but I don't really intend to be honest with you. So yeah. I also plan on buying more trailers for my company, but that will be at a later date after I get stuff for me. I also plan on buying another garage because I need one. Um, Now you can say I don't necessarily need one. I have one that I could just upgrade, but I don't really want to upgrade it. I like having the small one. It's kind of nice. So yeah. Let's see what else. That's about it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you haven't already, then consider subscribing and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when I upload videos. Hoping to get at least 1,000 subscribers, hopefully more. Not really setting a goal for that, but that's our goal date rather. But it would be nice to see that, you know, relatively soon, and the channel get monetized and stuff like that, so that I can do giveaways, that kind of stuff. Um, Someone did ask me one day, like, when you get monetized, what is your plan? Or if you get a sponsor, what are you gonna do? You know, well, obviously, depending on the sponsor, it really depends on what the sponsor is and the kind of videos that they want me to make. I guess for them to sponsor it and stuff. Uh, as far as like monetized from YouTube, if and or when I get monetized to the point where I'm making $200 or $300 a month, for example, then I will do a giveaway every so often. Maybe not every month, but a couple or three times a year, maybe. I'll do like, let's say that I'm getting, I don't know, $1,000 a month off YouTube. That's a pretty big number considering where I am right now. But $1,000 from YouTube per month. Take about 200 to 400 of that and put it into a channel fund. And then have that to do things like invest in new games, invest in expansions for American Truck Simulator, for example. Um, do giveaways, stuff like that. It shouldn't need that much money, but put back $400 a month into a channel fund so that I could do stuff like giveaways and whatnot. Um, so yeah, and then of course the rest would go to me and maybe an editor or whatever, or if I have a someone join me in a video, maybe to them, I don't know. But that's like way in the future, way down the road. So not really thinking too much on that. Just kind of throwing ideas out there at the moment. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye for now.